Thanks, Brandon. Let's do a little real talk with Greg Russell. He did a cameo with us yesterday as we were talking to David Oyelowo.
Oyelowo.
Yeah, for his movie that's coming up. But you got two films that are coming out. This for a Labor Day weekend. This is kind of ending with a whimper and not a bang, movie-wise, isn't it?
Right. We've got two big ones, that are coming out. Other than that, everything else is, just kind of small. But yeah, we've got the Robert Redford, Nick Nolte buddy movie called A Walk in the Woods.
What's that about?
It's about these two guys. Well, actually, it starts out Robert Redford's character. He had left the funeral of a friend and realized, there's some things I want to do in life. So he sees this thing about walking the Appalachian Trail. So he thinks, I want to do that. So he asks all of his old buddies to see if they want to come along with him. No one does in the beginning, but somehow another Nick Nolte, who was an old friend of his, found out through another friend. So he gets in touch with him and says, in Nick Nolte form, I'll take a walk with you. He's always just fun to talk to.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just this.
This was a very funny book by Bill Bryson, so a lot of people have very fond memories of the book. Does it deliver on the funny bone stuff?
A lot of it does. I mean, I don't know if this part was in the book, but there was a scene with Nick Nolte's character and a lady in a laundromat. And it's just hilarious.
I recall a scene with a bear in the book, but maybe it's very similar.
Kind of the same.
Yeah.
Now, you had a chance to talk to Robert Redford and Nick Nolte, which is pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Was that the first time you ever talked to him?
No, I talked to both of them before, and still, for me, Robert Redford is just,
I'd be nervous.
just so great.
Oh.
It's almost like I want to be, like the guy from Saturday Night Live. Just, do you remember when you were in that movie?
I love that part. Well, actually, let's throw a clip real quick of your conversation with Robert Redford and Nick Nolte.
Here we go. I tell people, once we get to be 29 plus.
plus.
Right, yes. There are a lot of things we think about. You know what? I want to do this, and doggone it, I'm going to do it.
Yeah. There's a wonderful quote by Goethe that says, whatever you think to do, whatever you want to do, begin.
Right.
Just do it.
Right.
Don't talk about it. Don't even think about it. If you have that impulse, act on it.
Yeah.
Get out and do it. And I love that.
Most people don't make this.
Yeah.
And you guys went out and just figured, hey, the heck with it, let's have fun with it.
Yeah, because the odds were against because of their age.
Right.
The odds were against for a lot of reasons, but the perseverance and the idea, well, they may think we can't do this, but you know what? We're going to prove them wrong. We're just going to go do it.
Right.
We don't know what's in store, but never mind. We're just going to go do it.
Yeah.
And against the odds. And so that's what the film's really about, that impulse to just push yourself forward.
Right.
And deny age setting in and settling you down. And I like that theme a lot.
I've always wanted to do this. Doggone it, I'm going to do it now.
Yeah. It comes the last moment that you can do it,
Right.
And I don't know if Bob and I could really walk that way. We were able to assimilate it,
Right.
And we did do a lot of hiking.
We should point out, too, that Robert Redford bought this property to do with his friend Paul Newman.
Right.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
It's so great because he had started looking at it 10 years ago.
Right.
And then by the time he made it through the negotiations, that's when Paul got sick and then, unfortunately passed away. But yeah, he said he, still dedicated it to Paul because he said he would have loved doing it with him.
They would have been great.
Oh, God, that would have been so fabulous.
There's a great reboot coming up this weekend. I love the Transporters series. They're great bang shoot 'em ups. But this time there's no Jason Statham.
There's no Jason Statham. A new guy, Ed Skrein, and I hope I'm pronouncing his last name correctly, is now playing Frank Martin in the movie. And, like we had even talked about off camera, here he is. He's this guy who transports all these, big and important people or big and important things. So he's got this one part where somebody put something in his car that's very valuable. As it turns out, the person who it belonged to wants it back. So the best thing to do, of course, is kidnap his father and tell him, give me back my stuff within 12 hours or no more Father's Day
He's got to
cards.
rescue his dad.
Right.
Okay.
So it does go to show, it's got all the action that you're accustomed to seeing. Like you said, he's a martial artist. Always has these great cars.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think his cars go under 80, no matter what.
Is that a PG-13?
I think so.
I would assume with that. Okay.
Yeah. And, just, this quick, fast ride. And, of course, he's got, the beautiful girls always in the back of the car. Always telling him what to do.
So it delivered on excitement.
Yeah, delivered on excitement. The only thing I'm wondering, honestly, is since it's a new guy, is it going to be like, remember every time they'd ever change a James Bond?
Right.
How some of the people, it's like, I'm a Sean Connery James Bond person. So I had never seen a Roger Moore. And then there are the Roger Moore people who had never seen any of the other people. But, you know, to some extent, I really think that audiences have changed. Because, again, like with Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, and then the new one with Andrew Garfield, I don't think many people, you know, kind of worried
I think
about.
people are a little more forgiving
yeah,
now.
you
It's
know.
changed.
Well, especially since they're in a suit
Right.
Right.
for most
True.
of the film, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And you've got some giveaways today.
That I do. This is all out of the Greg Russell Magical Movie Memorabilia Closet
I
at my
love
home.
that. Oh, this is personal. I love
Oh,
it.
yeah. We've got Fast and Furious 1 and Too Fast and Too Furious, which basically is, you know, the second one. And so I'm going to give that away from my own
Okay.
personal collection.
And they can go to our Live in the Day Facebook page
That
and
they
leave
can.
a comment on why they think that they should get that.
Right. And then also the big movie last year at the award shows was Boyhood. Here's a book that follows all 12 years of making the movie, and it's got pictures starting with
Neat.
day one all the way to the end of
That's
filming.
really
For
cool.
fans of the movie, that's a big keepsake. That's great.
Absolutely.
It definitely
Great
is.
pictures all the way through it. Also, just want to mention real quick, coming up on September the 9th out at the Main Art Theater in Royal Oak, there's another new movie called 99 Homes, which is about people who had been losing their homes. They're having a special benefit out there where all the money that they make, because they're going to have a special screening of that movie, will go towards helping the homeless in the Detroit area. So, like we said, that's going to be September the 9th.
September the 9th.
Yep, Main Art Theater in Royal Oak.
All right.
All
Good
right.
stuff. Thank you so much and have a good Labor Day
Thank you,
weekend.
and you guys too.
Yeah.
Always a
Enjoy.
pleasure.
All right.